you guys, what's up? What's going on? So today we're going to be doing a catfish recap. I think I've only missed like one or two, maybe three episodes. But I know last week they did like the 100th episode or something. It was like some other different kind of catfish. So I wasn't about to be doing that. So let's go ahead and get into this episode. Guys, make sure you subscribe, you comment down below. And like I always tell you guys, I do have another channel, so More Love TV. That's where I do a lot of beauty recaps, and I also do my love and hip hop recaps on there as well. So today's names were Nick and Jasmine. Nick, he's a 29-year-old single father who lives in Philadelphia, and he started talking to this female that her name is Jasmine, and she's a single mother. She's a nurse, and she also lives in Philly. So he says that he actually met up with her at one point, and the crazy thing about it was that he didn't actually get a chance to see her. Like, she sent over her address. They was talking for a minute. She sent over her address. He went to the place where she said that she lived at, met up with her. Okay, sorry about that, guys. My battery had just died, so I had to like put in a new battery. I don't even know. I thought I had charged that one. Anyways, so yeah, the crazy thing about it is that she blindfolded him, gave him a kiss and all that, but he never got a chance to see her because she said she was like so nervous at that point. She claims that she has like anxiety and like body issues and things like that. So he didn't really push too hard. He just kind of accepted it for what it was. But the pictures that he's showing of this girl, I'm like, what she got body issues for? Like, she looked like she got body. You know what I'm saying? Like, she has some nice little perky boobs. She got a nice little booty for whatever I was able to see with the little bathing suit and stuff she had on. So I'm like, body issues? Okay. They meet with Nick, and he gives them like his full entire story, because the first time, of course, it was like they were reading everything, and then he was also talking to them online, with FaceTime or whatever. So they actually meet up with him. He tells them the full story of what went down. And I don't know, like, for me, I just think that's really creepy that you kiss somebody that you think is the person, but you don't even know if that's really them. Like, that could have been a dude. That could have been like just somebody that was like butt ass ugly. It could have been like some old person. It's just, and you know, people they could have had bumps on their lips and stuff like that, you know, like syphilis or something, like, or herpes. Syphilis on your lips? I don't know. But, or herpes or something, you know, it could have been anything, and they could have been just trying to hide that so you don't see the STD, and you over here tonguing somebody down. Like, I mean, I don't know how far they went in, but it's just, ew. I couldn't do it. I don't know. I'm too conscious of germs and stuff like that. And you're a grown-up, so it's like, bro, what are you doing? You're 29 years old, or I don't know if he's 29 right now, or if he was 29 when he met her, or whatever. But regardless, like, you're in your 30 ranges, so no, that's stupid. So they asked if he ever tried to like go back to the place and just kind of like sit there and wait. And I'm like, that sounds a little creepy. You know, why are you giving people ideas? But he said he hasn't necessarily done that per se, but kinda. Because what he did was he had a pizza delivered over there to the house, but nobody ever came out. And he was just kind of chilling in the car, waiting to see if she would come out so that he could have the proof that, yeah, in fact, she does live there or whatever. So that actually he tried, but it didn't work out. So it seems like he was doing his due diligence. Like, he's not a dumb guy or whatever. He actually works for like a security company, and he said it was like armed. So, you know, you have to do some training to actually be able to hold a gun. So he got some brains on him. You know what I'm saying? He just, I guess, let his heart get the best of him. And kind of like what you think or what you want to believe is going to happen. Maybe that's what it was as well. He also mentioned that he gave her tickets for a Demi Lovato concert. He also gave her $600 because she said her car wasn't working, but she never really asked for anything. It was more so he offered these things. He also did like a reverse number search. He also did like a facial type of lookup. So he's been doing his thing, like actually putting in some work. Most of the people that come on here, they don't do nothing. They just like, I never seen the person. You know, it's like they're so lazy. They don't try anything. I mean, this show has been on for 7 years. I'm pretty sure some of y'all watch the show, especially if you're willing to call the show or write into the show. So you couldn't take a moment to do some of the things that they do. You just want everybody to do everything for you. You know what I mean? So at least he did some things, even though he didn't really get too far. So first they looked up the girl, and it just so happened that on Instagram, it came up for somebody named Jocelyn on Instagram. So they ended up DMing her to find out some information. They also saw that she was connected to some dude named, like some dude from MTV. So they decided to hit him up as well. So the girl, when they reached her, come to find out that she's never spoken to anybody named Nick. Her name is obviously not Jasmine, it's Jocelyn. And yeah, so it's like, damn, even though he thought that this could have been kind of foolproof because, you know, with Snapchat is kind of like more so in real time. And if it's not in real time, you can see that it's not in real time because it will say uploaded from camera roll as opposed to showing like it's something you're doing right now. So, I mean, he was like, there's no way, like he doesn't really feel like it could be a catfish because of that, because he was always seeing her snaps and she would say, oh, I'm doing this, and then it would be a snap of that thing that she said she was doing. So it's like, how could it not be her? But obviously it wasn't her. She says that it wasn't. So she said that even the kid that was shown in the Snapchats was actually her nephew, as opposed to the story that he got, which is that's her child. So it's like this person created a whole entire fake story out of their head. Like they should be a film writer or something because they created a whole entire story. See, that's the thing that I think that people fail to realize. Like you're literally a storyteller. You can write a play or something because you could literally write a Lifetime freaking movie. Because you're doing everything. It's just you're acting it out. But you're coming up with the story. You're coming up with a whole entire character, a name, a plot, like everything. And they don't even see that bigger picture, you know? It's kind of like, it's crazy when you really think about it. Max and Eve, they reached out to that MTV dude as well. He hit them back up and he said when he put in the phone number that they had for her, it came up as some other chick from New York. So now they see that this person's a serial catfisher. They've done this before. So they not new to this. They true to this. You know what I mean? They end up going, well, they told Nick about everything that went down. And of course, you know, first actually, before they went to talk to Nick, they went to the address. When they went to the address, the place is freaking abandoned. And it's ripped down, like it's starting to get torn down. They asked somebody, they said it was just recently started to get torn down, but it's just like, damn, like everything is fugazi, as they kept on referring to throughout the whole entire show. And I've heard this word before years ago, fugazi. I forgot who used to say it. I think it was kids in my class or something like that. They used to be like, oh, that's not fugazi, son. That's that New York, New Jersey. I guess Philly says it too. But yeah, so when they went back and told him all of that, of course, now he's kind of feeling skeptical about everything. He's feeling real stupid. Because now it's like, yeah, you're pretty much, like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You was catfish. Because he literally saw the video of the young lady that he thought was the person he was talking to, saying, like, I'm sorry, I hope you find the person, but it's not me. He looked so heartbroken and crushed. I felt bad for him. All I could think about if I was him is, who did I just kiss? Ew. You know? Like, ew. I wonder if it was like a makeout session or like a quick little, like, you know, like a little tap tap. Because tap taps ain't too bad. It's just like, hey, you out, okay? But if it's like, I'm going to suck your face down, then, ooh. Ooh. So now, following that, they do call up the girl. They're like, you know what, let's stop playing games. We're going to go ahead and call her. So they call her. They find out that her name is actually Nicole, and she lives in New Jersey. She doesn't live in Philly. She seems real, like, timid. She doesn't really want to meet up with them. She seems like she's anxious, a little bit of everything you can hear through her voice, but she does agree to meet up with them to kind of close this chapter. And yeah, so they head over to South Jersey to go ahead and meet up with her. When they pull up to her apartment, well, to her place, she didn't even want to come outside. Like, you could hear through her mic. I guess they had already mic'd her up before they got there. You know, I'm assuming that the MTV crew gets there before them, so that they can mic them up and all that stuff. And she was just breathing so freaking hard. Like, it sounded like she was having an asthma attack, an anxiety attack, like a little bit of everything. I'm like, damn, like, this is like one of the hardest breathers I've heard on this show. She was breathing dumb hard. And Nev ended up going inside and kind of talking to her a little bit, I guess giving her a little bit of a pep talk. And then she finally comes outside. But even with that, it was like, you had to like freaking pull teeth to get her to freaking come outside. So she finally comes outside, and yeah, she looks nothing like the picture of the person. Like, she's a different race. She was like a chunky black girl, big black girl. But she actually, I could say she wasn't ugly. So, I mean, she was a good looking person. It's just that she wasn't anything that she said she was. She was like completely different. So, I mean, he saw her. He didn't seem like he was like, or anything like that. But he was hurt. And even for her, like, this is one catfisher that I actually felt kind of bad for. Because I felt like she seemed like she was a good person, but she just kind of got lost in this whole game that she was playing. And she did apologize, but then she ended up saying she couldn't do this anymore, and she kind of like walked away. So they gave her some time before they met up with her again. So they did meet up with her again and kind of asked her like what, kind of trying to get her side of it to see why she did this. And even when she was leaving, before she met up with them again, she was like, oh my God, like, I can't believe this. Like, I can't do this. I messed up somebody's life. So she knows what she's done was wrong. And she felt truly, I feel like she was genuinely sorry about it. So she did tell him that she genuinely did have feelings for him. She was in love with him. She says that after her father passed away, she gained a lot of pounds. I guess she just kind of like sat down and kind of ate her sadness away. And that's how she got to the size that she is. And I guess that's where the whole online stuff came about. Because, I mean, I know when you're depressed and stuff like that, you tend to, I mean, even for me back in like 2007, I got onto MySpace and Black Planet and all these dating stuff when I had my issues with my son's father. And I was just like, getting back into the dating scene. I wasn't catfishing anybody, but it was just something that I wanted to do as opposed to going out there and talking to people in real life. It was so much easier to talk to people online. So, I mean, I get that part. She genuinely starts apologizing, tears coming down her face. They did bring up the fact that they know that she's done this before, and she's like, yeah. It's like, okay, you're not new to this, girl. We know that you've done this before, so he's not the first person. We don't know how many people you did this to. Okay, but she seems genuinely sorry. So I did like that about her. And he still seemed like he was open to communicating her at the end of it all. He seemed like he's a really good person, even though like all the trust and everything else is gone. He seems like at least he was open to still having that communication, because I guess he saw that she was a good person and she was broken. She was really broken. 3 months later, they give the recap and everything. And she says that, well, he said that they're still friends. They talk to each other, not on the level, of course, that they were on before, but just kind of like, like cool peoples or whatever here and there, just checking up on each other, which is cool. I mean, they kind of like gained the friendship from it, a genuine friendship, real friendship that each person knows how the other person looks. And she says she looked much better, first of all. I mean, she looked a lot healthier. I mean, she's like, nah, they ain't gonna catch me off guard again. I'm looking cute this time. She had a little makeup on and stuff. So she was just like, feels much better. Things have changed. It kind of like helped her with everything just being on the show. I guess she kind of like saw herself and what she was doing and realize now like it's actually affecting real people. You know, when you're on the other side of the computer just typing away, or your phone just typing away, it's not as real as if when you see that person in real life and you actually have to fess up to your freaking mistakes and the bullshit that you did, you know? And that's what I feel like she had to kind of do. And yeah, she says that she's just kind of going back to school. So they look like they're both doing well. At the end of the episode, we find out that Max is going to be leaving. He's been juggling both hosting as well as doing his own thing on directing films. So I guess now he's more so ready to go jump into his film. Maybe he's got enough connections being on MTV and all that, and you know, got to swingle and mingle, and he's locked away a few things. So now they're gonna be looking for a new host, and things are gonna be different. But hey, I guess it's time for a change, right? Maybe he's like, you know, all these scandals going down, I ain't trying to mess up my good name. I'm out. I mean, I don't know. I'm just joking, but I mean, a lot of truth is said in jest. Let's just say that. But thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I will see you guys on the next one. Laters.